Carter, your kidney donor compatibility results just came in.
I asked him why. He said the company was rolling out supplemental insurance for all core team members. I believed him. Now I know the truth. It's for his mistress. The ward door swings open. Thompson steps inside wearing a dark gray cashmere coat. He places another document on the tray beside my bed. I read the title, Living Organ Donation Consent Form.
Luna needs a kidney. You're the perfect match.
I just had minor surgery. The anesthetic is still fogging my limbs. I can barely lift a finger.
Once you're recovered, we'll schedule the surgery for a month. I'll bring in the best surgeons.
He looks at me and keeps talking without hesitation. Thompson, do you really understand what losing a kidney would mean for me? He glances down at me. The man I once loved shows no warmth in his eyes.
She needs it.
That's all he says. I close my eyes. 3 years ago, my father told me, Selena, someone who truly loves you will never ask you to carve yourself apart for someone else. I didn't listen. We had a huge fight. I packed a suitcase and left home. I turned down my Stanford PhD offer and wrote the very first line of code for Zenith Core in Thompson's rented garage. The day we closed our first funding round, he raised his glass at the celebration and introduced the woman beside her to everyone.
This is Luna, my COO, and the most important person in my life.
No one knew the person who built the core algorithm. She was standing alone in the corner with a glass of orange juice in hand, wearing a second-hand dress, forcing a smile. That night, Thompson came home drunk. I helped him into bed. He grabbed my wrist and pulled me into his arms.
Luna.
His lips brushed against my ear as he whispered someone else's name. I froze. He kept numbering. He said I'd worked hard all these years. He promised he'd make it up to me once the company went public. Every Luna was a dull blade, carving deeper into my heart. The next morning, I asked him who Luna was. His face cold instantly.
You went through my things. I'm warning you. Stay out of that room.
His eyes sharpened with suspicion. That room. The one he never let anyone enter. Once, while he was in the shower, I used the app on his phone to unlock the electronic lock. The moment I pushed the door open, my blood ran cold. The walls were covered with photos of the same woman, smiling, in profile, looking back over her shoulder. At the center hung a huge portrait. A woman in a white dress, a gentle smile. She looked 60% like me, especially her eyes. They were almost identical to mine. I put the phone back and quietly closed the door. I didn't confront him. I didn't cry. I didn't make a scene. I told myself he was just holding on to the past, that he simply hadn't moved on, until today, until this consent form was placed in front of me. Only then did I finally see the truth. 3 years of love had been nothing more than a one-woman show. Even then, I still didn't refuse. Fine. He blinks, caught off guard.
What?
I look up at the ceiling. I said, fine, I'll sign it, but I choose the date. I choose my own surgeon, and I need 1 week. Surprise flashed across his face. Then relief. He leans down and kisses my forehead. Light, cold, like a dry leaf falling onto an empty field. I force myself not to flinch. When he walks out of the ward, his steps are light, as if a heavy burden has finally been lifted. Then I take out my phone. I scroll to the bottom of my contacts. One name, Dad. Flashback, 3 years ago, the day I left home.
If you walk out that door, don't come crawling back when it all blows up in your face.
Do I need him to clean up my mess now? No, I don't. I just need one favor. I press call. 3 rings. A voice answers. Older now, but still carrying the same unmistakable authority.
Selena, spit it out. I knew you'd call. So, what's the mess?
Dad, I need a lawyer. The best one you know. My father's lawyer arrives. Margaret. Mid-50s, impeccably dressed, salt and part hair cut to perfection. She lays a folder in front of me. Personal Asset Protection Plan. There's someone else here to see you. She closes the folder and nods toward the door. The door opens. A tall man in a tailored navy suit walks in. He comes straight to my bedside and pulls up a chair.
Jackson, your father asked me to come. Said you might need an angel investor.
I look at his outstretched hand. I don't take it. He smiles, retracts his hand, and leans back in his chair, studying me.
Your father says you're smart, but smart women have a habit of getting themselves into trouble, like falling for the wrong man.
I let out a cold laugh. How much do you actually know about me?
More than enough.
He leans forward. The distance between us disappears.
For example, I know Thompson's organ donation consent form isn't legally enforceable. But if he stamps it with the company seal, it becomes coercion under color of authority. California Penal Code, Section 518.
His eyes never leave mine. That night, my phone is flooded with messages from Thompson.
Your medical evaluation is scheduled for next Tuesday. Luna's condition is getting worse. Can we move this up? The doctors say the sooner the transplant, the better her chance.
Then, a message from Luna. Selena, I know this is hard, but if you were the one who needed a transplant, I wouldn't hesitate either. Not even for a second. At 2 a.m, Jackson comes back through my hospital window. This time, he's carrying a laptop.
Your room's under surveillance.
He places the laptop on my lap.
One watcher in the hallway, 2 more in the parking garage.
Thompson's afraid you're going to run.
The screen lights up. My original core algorithm. The first version I wrote for Zenith Core 3 years ago. Lines of code glow icy blue in the darkness.
If you're leaving, this is the only thing you can legally take with you. Every line of code you wrote after joining Zenith Core belongs to the company. My lawyers are already filing proof that you created this before Thompson was even in the picture.
But we're running out of time.
Jackson steps behind me. Both hands grip the bed rails on either side of me. He's caged me in. I turn my head. His face is only inches away. Our noses almost touch. He leans in for a kiss. I jerk back immediately. I have a boyfriend. A sly smile spreads across Jackson's face.
Really? You're still saving yourself for that scumbag?
I glare at him. Back off. I'm a rose with thorns. He doesn't move. Instead, he hooks a finger beneath my chin and gently lifts it. Leaning close, he murmurs,
Good. I like roses.
"The second compatibility test is scheduled for Wednesday." Thompson drives me to the medical center himself. On the way, he puts on the jazz song we used to listen to when we first met, tapping his fingers against the steering wheel.
Once this is all over, let's take a vacation in Tahiti. You've always wanted to see that ocean.
I look at his profile. Suddenly, I want to laugh. He actually believes I can go through all of this. Then pretend nothing ever happened. Fly off to a South Pacific island and lie in the sun with him. But I still answer. Okay. Inside the blood collection room, the nurse draws 2 vials of blood, labels them, and places them in a refrigerated container. While Thompson steps outside to take a call, I slip an empty vial out of my bag. As the needle is withdrawn, I catch a few extra drops of my own blood. Then I quickly tuck the vial into my coat pocket. Jackson taught me that trick. Late that night, Jackson picks me up and drives me to a private lab in the Bay Area. The place belongs to a friend of his. No one else is there, just rows of equipment and blinking data.
Your father told me something. Back then, we dropped out of Stanford for Thompson. He didn't stop you. He regrets that now.
He once said, "My daughter is smart enough to build the core technology behind $1 billion company, but foolish enough to believe love doesn't have to be equal."
I look away. Numbers flash across the monitor. Not foolish. I just thought, if I gave enough, I'd be loved the same way. I scan the report. Less than 30% compatibility. But the report Thompson showed me at the medical center clearly said 98%.
Someone tampered with the data. They did a lousy job. Replaced one of the core 𝙃𝙤𝙜𝙝𝙝 markers.
And somehow nobody noticed.
I tighten my grip on the report. The paper crumples in my hand. By Tuesday, Thompson starts acting differently. He cancels all his meetings and drives me back and forth in between the apartment and the medical center every morning and evening. He even cooks a pot of what he proudly calls 𝙃𝙤𝙜𝙝𝙡 oxtail soup. When he sets it on the table, Luna is sitting across from me, poking at her lalid with a fork, her eyes cutting across my face.
Come on, Selena, try some. You've been looking pale, it'll do you good.
I don't touch my spoon. Luna suddenly lets out a laugh. Thompson, the last time you cooked was for Lily's birthday. That was 7 years ago, wasn't it? His hand pauses, just for a second. Then he calmly dabs the corner of his mouth with a napkin, as if nothing happened. That night, while I'm washing the dishes, Thompson wraps his arms around me from behind, resting his chin on my shoulder.
Once the company goes public, I'll transfer 20% of the shares to you. You won't have to lift a finger. You'll just sit back and watch the money come in.
I stare at the bubbles swirling in the sink, then I ask quietly, what about the donation? He hesitates.
After the surgery, you'll rest for 6 months. I'll hire the best rehabilitation specialists. You'll recover in no time.
He never mentions what happens if I don't recover. He never mentions what losing a kidney would mean for me. Saturday afternoon, Jackson meets Thompson for their face-to-face negotiation as the investors represented. The meeting takes place in a conference room on the top floor of a building in San Francisco's financial district. I sit to Jackson's right. Across from us, Thompson is accompanied by 3 company lawyers.
There's a problem with Zenith Core's valuation model. The core algorithm doesn't legally belong to the company. It belongs to Selena Chen. If the court determines it was independently developed before your relationship, your company's valuation and the terms of your financing will have to be recalculated.